been setting an alarm for about 6:50, 6:55, letting you know that it's 7 o'clock. Oh, maybe you had to adjust that alarm because of daylight savings and whatnot. We can talk about that a little bit later because I seem to be the only one that likes it. Only this time of year. I don't like it when it gets darker later. I like it in this time of year, but most people do not. So maybe we'll get into that. But welcome on in. It's only 2/3 of Heat Check. Jake Lucas is dealing with some family stuff. We're hoping he jumps in at some point. So I think now would be the one point where I get it right, Art, because I'm just going to go up. Usually it's to the left or the right, and I'm pretty sure every time I've done it, I've been wrong. Now I'm just going up, and that's Artavan Davron. Or maybe it's down, Artavan Davron. I am Zachariah. This is Heat Check under the Humm Daddies umbrella. Artavan, how are you? Happy Tuesday.
Man, I'm feeling good. You're talking about, I don't know who you're hanging out with and who these people are that you talking about don't like friggin' daylight savings. There's not a person in America that I've ever heard don't like daylight savings. I know people have a hard time adjusting for maybe 1 day, 2 days. There's always
a week.
Period.
Well, the chickadee that I'm talking about.
Ain't nobody who don't like daylight savings.
Okay, well, I'm just telling you, a chickadee told me can't stand it and doesn't know anybody that does like it. Now, I like it when it does it this way, Art. I like it because it's lighter later, which is great because I wake up early anyway.
I thought we're talking about daylight savings.
Yeah.
Well, it ain't daylight savings the other time. It's the opposite the other time. We're talking about this one. You're talking about the general time.
Aren't they both daylight savings? One's just spring ahead, fall back.
I mean, you got me.
I think it's both
really confused. I don't think they're both daylight savings. If they are, God bless you.
I'm pretty sure they are. Well, then what's the other one? Daylight losing?
Yeah, I mean you're losing daylight. So why are you? It's not daylight savings. It's like daylight murder.
Either way, this is a 15-yard flag on one of us. If I'm wrong and it's not daylight savings both times, 15 yards. If it's on you, 15 yards. Anyways, we digress. So we're hoping to get J. Lou at some point. Hopefully everything's going good with his family. And, he just texted us a bunch of stuff about a whole bunch of stuff. So whatever it is, you got us too. You're in good hands. We got a great show for you. A ton to get to. Art, I keep tabling all these topics, thinking that at some point, and I think, it is going to happen. When we get to the all-star break of baseball and the NFL draft is over, NFL free agency is over, basketball is over, basically, and there's no baseball, then we will be able to have these topics that I've tabled that are not time sensitive. But for right now, free agency frenzy. Art started on Monday. I still don't understand this thing. You can legally tamper. Actually, you know why I understand it now, which is really the big breaking news? The Max Crosby deal has been nixed. So I guess this is why it's not official until Wednesday. So everything's official on Wednesday.
Why? Is it just that they could cancel it because it wasn't Wednesday? This isn't like something happened. They just went back on it.
No, he didn't even get a chance to take his physical. They just got cold feet and changed their mind. So I don't know if because
that's crazy.
Yeah. But I mean, still, I don't understand it. Like, why are you allowed to legally tamper? Why are they allowed to make now, outside of this Crosby deal, everything else that you're seeing is going to come to fruition? So what I don't understand is, why do you have Monday and Tuesday where they can announce all these deals, but it's not official until Wednesday? Why not only announce stuff and only do stuff when it can be official? Am I crazy on that?
I don't know. Maybe it's just to, it's engagement. And sorry, I'm over here on that chat line. We got Dom, we got Rags. What up? We got Dom Mejia on the chat line.
What up, Dom? What up, Rags?
Daylight savings is overrated.
So you can have somebody handling that chat work because clearly you were distracted and didn't pay attention and barely answered my question. In fact,
I'm still going to answer your question, bro. You got to calm down, bro. I'll just attend.
Well, you're talking about the reason
now
why
I'm back, baby. I'm just going to, I'm just giving them their due. Trying to help.
Of course. Of course. But it takes away from the back. It takes away from the back and forth that we're supposed to have. Anyways,
I'm with you, dog. I think it's engagement. They're doing it because they know they can get engagement. You get Monday, you get Tuesday, and then you get to officially announce it Wednesday. And now it's even more. You got Max Crosby.
What I'm saying is 99% of the things that were announced on Monday and Tuesday are going to come to fruition on Wednesday. So I just don't understand why you do it. Like, it's not like all of a sudden the Super Bowl MVP, Kenneth Walker, which we'll get to in a second, is not going to sign with the Chiefs. He will. It'll just be official tomorrow. But yeah, this Max Crosby thing, now this is the exception to the rule though, Art. It's not often you have something where people just back out of the deal. But yeah, I mean, let's just start with that. Number one, since we didn't get a chance to, I mean, it happened and it was over before we even had a chance to talk about it. So let's pretend like it hadn't been nixed by the Ravens. Art, what were your initial thoughts on Max Crosby going to, from the Raiders to the Ravens for 2 first-round draft picks?
I thought it was a little overblown. I don't think Max Crosby was going to change the direction of that franchise. I think it was a fun little signing for the perspective of, you know,
really
Burrow having all these beasts in the division. But look, you know, Baltimore's got to prove they can do what they can do. Their offense has lost firepower. Lamar has looked like a worse version of himself. Of course, it's a huge signing, but I wasn't as big. I usually don't react too big to these signings. I wait and see. I'm pretty excited about Walker, but even, you know, I look at Javon Hargrave signing with the Niners, and everybody thought it's curtains, right? We got the best deal.
Hang on. Crosby, this would be like the Chiefs getting Chris Jones, who you already have, but it would be like, let's not do
Hargrave was just as good as that when he came signed.
Let's not do the grave digger the same as Max Crosby. Max Crosby is like what, top 3 rush rushers in the league? I mean, we're talking about a very select few. TJ Watt, which I think you were referring to one of the, I mean, I don't know if you saw the Instagram post, but Joe Burrow just being like, what the bleep? I got to deal with TJ Watt. I got to deal with Myles Garrett. Now I got to deal with Max Crosby. But he's up there. Don't put Musgrave. Don't put the grave digger
I mean, they gave up
there.
2 ones for him, as Rags noted, right? I mean, they're giving up 2
Well, that's why I think they backed out, Art.
Well, yeah. I mean, they're giving up 2 ones for him. Well, why do you think they backed out? You're a little delayed tonight. Sorry, Billy. It's worse than normal. What'd you say?
I'm just saying I think that's why they backed out, is because they were giving up 2, and all the news came out is that the Cowboys were in on this also. They offered a 1 and more, but not 2 ones, which is what Baltimore got. And then I think between when that got announced and then today, they were like, we gave up too much, so we're backing out. Or like maybe they didn't want to set the market. I don't know. That's my guess. I mean, it's not like they changed their mind on how they felt about Max Crosby.
Yeah, I'm trying to look into why it happened. I don't know if there's any news on why. It doesn't look like it, huh? There's no real news on why.
The Raiders just released a statement and said the Ravens have backed out of the trade. We have no further comment at this time. Now you've got something really awkward. Did you watch Crosby's?
Rags says it's a failed physical. They said it's I saw, but they said it's a failed physical. And Max Crosby, it did say, I just looked at Diana Rossini, highlighted that he underwent testing at the Ravens facility, and Baltimore said they can't move forward after the testing. So it's based on the results of the medical testing that they did. And thanks, Rags, for highlighting that. So yeah, I mean, that's obviously a wrinkle in every trade. So if that's the case, that's sort of more commonplace. If it's buyer's remorse, that's
the case. The article that I read said that he hadn't taken the physical yet.
Yeah, I mean, this is Diana Rossini, 1 hour ago, and her, she probably wouldn't report.
I got you.
Shit, so
yeah. I mean, I read something else, but that's fine. I could be wrong. So just tell me this. So before this got nixed, you weren't like overly hyped about what that would do for the Ravens. You didn't think that was a big game changer.
Well, you know me. I mean, I just think the Chiefs are back in the Super Bowl. We don't got to worry about the rest of the
Okay, I know. You always go back to the Chiefs. My point is, you don't think that made a huge difference for the outcome of their team next year? Because I do. I think
could have.
First of all, their Super Bowl odds changed. I know you don't care about odds, but their Super Bowl odds changed.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, of course, they got a bet. Like you said, they got one of the best edge rushers in football. But Max, I guess maybe I underrated.
So it makes it. So why are you poo-pooing it? But why are you poo-pooing it as if it wouldn't make okay, you're a Chiefs fan, or if you're a Bengals fan, or if you're a Bills fan, you're not all of a sudden sometimes more worried about the Ravens with Crosby than without?
I don't worry about other teams. I mean, I just figure out if you're good enough, you're going to make the Super Bowl. If you're not good enough, you're not. I don't really worry about the other teams.
Okay, all I'm saying is it makes a huge difference. Max Crosby is one of the few people on defense that is a difference maker. He's a game changer. So I thought it was a huge deal prior to it getting nixed. Now it's hella awkward because what? He's going to go back. He's got to get traded now. They've already traded him. He's already said goodbye to Raider Nation. And so now what? You can't bring him back now and just put him back in the fold, can you? Yeah, you're so distracted, bro. I might as well be going solo right now.
Well, I have to be. It's more important than what we're talking about. We have to interrupt this. There's no not interrupting this. Guess how many points Bam Adebayo has right now?
What quarter is it?
Fourth or overtime? It just went final. Just guess how many points he ended up with tonight.
45.
Go. Guess again. Higher.
55.
Guess again. Higher.
65.
Guess again. Higher.
Come on.
This 70? Motherfucker has 83 points.
Come on. That did not happen.
Bam just hit for 83 points on 43 shots.
I don't believe it.
I don't even know what this means. I do not know what this means. This fool shot 36 for 43 from the free throw line.
Are you sure you're reading everything correct?
Bro, I'm reading it correct. I checked it because Dom was saying hitting the lineup with Bam. I thought he's talking nonsense. I'm like, what is he talking about? Bam Adebayo, 81 points. You're out here talking to me about Max Crosby. I'm trying to tell you I don't actually give two Fs about the other teams. You think I'm not listening. I'm better than you think. And I'm sorry for looking the other way. And I'm like, damn, I got to check this box score. You know, I got to check what the hell he's talking about. And lo and behold, the Miami Heat just beat the Washington Wizards 150-129. And Bam mother bleeping Adebayo just hit for 83 mother bleeping points. This fool chucked 22 threes. I don't understand. I need to watch this game. I don't understand how this could possibly happen with Bam Adebayo. How did this fool Bam end up shooting 43 shots tonight? What are we even talking about?
Wait, does that beat Kobe's 82 by one? Was Kobe 81 or 82?
I thought Kobe was 81 or something.
So he's now only behind Wilt for a game that we don't even know if it happened.
I'm checking right now.
Led with this,
but we don't remember. Yeah, Kobe's 81. What is going on?
Shout out to Dom for letting us know. Obviously, I'm not paying attention to a Heat Wizards game on a Tuesday, but that is ridiculous. What was Kobe? Because Kobe has that commercial with
Jalen Rose running out. It's 81.
So now he's number 2 all time behind Wilt.
I think.
That's crazy, bro.
That is absolutely nuts. Wow. That's crazy.
20 of 43 from the field. 36 of 43 from the free throw line. He only went 7 of 22 from 3.
Don't tell
if he had hit more threes, he probably could have caught Wilt.
Yeah, don't tell our buddies that
83 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks. God bless.
Don't tell Joe and Dave. They'll really not care about Kuminga's lines against the Wizards. My God.
Wow.
Holy moly. Whew. Elliot says, Zach, you love Heat Wiz on a Tuesday. Come on now. Yeah, why are you not watching Heat Wiz on a Tuesday? What are you doing? What are you doing if you're not watching Heat Wiz on a Tuesday?
I mean, I can't believe that. I can't believe that tonight. This has got to be all over SportsCenter, right?
I mean, this is incredible. We got World Baseball Classic action going on. We got so much.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a second.
Yeah.
All right, so basically it's a nothing story for you because Crosby did nothing for you when he went to the Ravens, and now that deal is nixed, that's nothing for you. All right, so that's
but
fine.
It's not even but I do want to just say, Z, my general sense of free agency is I do get interested. I think it's hella fun, And that wasn't one that piqued my interest, to be fair. Like, I didn't care as much. I know it impacts their team a lot. I just don't usually see a move and have an immediate reaction. I think you and I are different in that way. You know, I think I see a move and I say, let me see how it goes. You know, I remember when Kyrie Irving got added to the Celtics and fools were immediately like, damn, they're about to be raw as fuck. And I was a little bit more wait and see. I actually thought it might not work. It didn't work. They did regress a little. And I just think that's a bad example. Like, I think Max Crosby is clearly going to just would have been a net positive on their defense. But like, it doesn't really get me all like, oh, you know, usually I get like that maybe on a quarterback. You give me like a really cool wide receiver quarterback duo, you know, that's changing. You know, it was pretty off the hook when I hear Randy Moss is going to catch balls from Brady, something like that. But you tell me a D lineman signs, you know, I'm like, yeah, well, let's see how it goes.
Yeah, but
is
ACL
going to be there in week 6?
Well, I think that's the place where we differ. I think a defensive end like Crosby is not obviously the same as a quarterback, and maybe damn near not the same as Randy Moss going to the Patriots from the Raiders, but it's about as close as you can get. Like, if you tell me about an offensive lineman, I probably will ho-hum it, even though we've seen Patty, the 2 times he didn't win the title was because his offensive line failed him and he had nowhere to go. So maybe I should be putting more stock in that. But an edge rusher like that, I do think would have put the Ravens, because the Ravens, like, what has been failing them? Well, the offense has been a little bit bad too. But like, what's mainly been failing them is they like lead the league in giving up double-digit leads in the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
so I do think that would have changed a lot. But now the deal is none and void. Anyways, let's move on to the Chiefs, because you will clearly be more you'll clearly be more in the mix talking about that. Kenneth Walker, you actually, when I saw it at first, this was my reaction. I said, very un-Chieftian, if that's a phrase. I don't know if that's a phrase or not, but I said to myself, that's not a Chiefs move. So first of all, they don't put a ton of stock into running backs. They kind of just stock a bunch of running backs or whatever. And maybe that's why they did it. But my second thing was, they definitely don't get Super Bowl MVPs. Now, remember, Desmond Howard signed by the Raiders after he won the Super Bowl MVP with, I believe, the Packers, just for running a kickback for a touchdown. And then there was the guy from the Cowboys, Allen, who like returned a pick 6 or something against the Steelers, the Super Bowl of which we watched at Jesse Alter's house in like 1990, whatever. Anyways, the Raiders also, Larry Allen, the Raiders also signed him. And I thought to myself, what? Did I get it wrong?
Wasn't it Larry Woodson? Maybe I'm tripping. I think we're doing some combined wrong version of his name. But anyway, I know, obviously, we know who we're talking about. The dude on the
all right, whatever it was, the Chiefs wouldn't be the team to do that. And I said to myself, Now, they traded their main secondary guy to the Rams, and then your other DB in the secondary signed with the Rams. So basically, the LA Rams have the Chiefs secondary. But anyways, I saw that move and I go, that's not very Chieftain. But your instant response, because I said, where's your response at as the only Chiefs fan? You were like, I like it for win now. And as soon as you said that, you completely turned my opinion on the trade. As we welcome in Jay Lou from the OG Humm Daddies. Jay Lou, what's popping? We're talking about Kenneth Walker signing with the Chiefs. We're going to give it to Art first here, as he can tell us what his reaction was to that move.
Didn't hear a word. What was that?
Why are you coming in with your phone dingling, dog? Why don't you mute your phone, sit back, okay? Take off them shades, and take off that hat, get yourself looking a little bit better, and then come back, okay? Right, just messing with you. How you doing, J. Lou?
All right.
Deal with your life issues over there. Everything good? Fires put out?
Yeah, it's okay. It's all right. We're handling it. I just, I'm a big Hawks guy.
Kuminga playing?
JK?
He's injured. He's missed a lot of time lately.
Oh, I know he didn't play today. I know he's questionable. Anyway, the Chiefs. We talking Chiefs free agency. I mean, yeah, I am normally not the type of dude that's looking like to go break the bank on a running back, but this is. I was talking about, man, the NFL markets are so broken that I think is a better time than any to go pay a legit running back, right? $15 million a year really is not breaking bank, right? You're paying Alex Pierce fucking $30 million a year. You know, it's like the markets are so weird for different positions. And I feel like the Chiefs are in such win now mode. They didn't make a trade. It's just a signing. You know, we've restructured. I'm pretty pumped, man. It just tells me very much so that the Chiefs are all in to win now. I'm obviously very, very curious to see how we revamp the secondary. We lost both our corners to LA. I believe we lost the safety. So we're clearly revamping the back four in Kansas City and trying to revamp what that looks like. But look, man, we got Bieniemy. We got the NFL MVP.
We got Bieniemy.
Million years that we're not worried about, man. 50
First
million.
and foremost, Bieniemy.
Oh, yeah. 50 mil is chump change. We got Pacheco. Good riddance. He's out of there. We got Kareem Hunt probably going to be the backup again. I'm just waiting for Tyreek Hill to sign, right? When are we going to hear about that signing? And then I'm ready to just go fly, man. I really do think the Chiefs are going to Rags is happy to see you, Jake. He's been waiting for this guy to show up. I can't see why the Chiefs won't be right back. I mean, I'll punch it to you. I know you guys hate my confidence in the Chiefs. It was a 1-year hiatus. You see any reason why the Chiefs aren't in the AFC Championship, i.e. Kansas City Chiefs inaugural this year, as Draymond would call it?
But your QB has like one leg on him right now. So
come on, that's a rite of passage, dude. A rite of passage. You tear your ACL, you come back and you dominate. We all know that's new NFL. Maybe if it was his 4th ACL, maybe if he had broken his neck. We're talking about a little ACL for your guy Patty, man. The guy went under the knife the next day. We're talking about a physical freak. We're talking about the biggest gamer in the NFL. We're talking about the Michael Jordan of the NFL. Okay, we are talking about
Jake. I'm going to toss you in a second, just so you know. This insufferable human being who we talked about earlier, saying the NFL was a bad product last year, all because the Chiefs weren't in the playoffs. I immediately, the Max Crosby news broke, so obviously we started with that, you know, to start the show. And the guy just immediately went, well, it didn't matter for me because of the Ravens, you know, whatever. They're not going to mess with the Chiefs. And I'm like, I'm asking you, what are you talking about the deal? Before and after. And the guy just immediately went to say, well, the Ravens still aren't messing with the Chiefs. So anyways, you're the Niners guy. I will ask you this. I can do a little Dolphin stuff on Tua getting released and signed by the Atlanta Falcons. I actually have a funny take on that. But I want to ask you this, because if there was a Niners hater, I don't know any personally, but if somebody hated the Niners and didn't want the Niners to get over the top to win the Super Bowl, Mike Evans would be the last guy that Niner hater would want to see the Niners sign. I think the Mike Evans deal is enormous for the 49ers. Now, granted, you have that plant right by your practice facility that injures your whole team, so who knows who's going to be healthy. But assuming everybody's healthy, as a Niners fan, Jake, and I know he's a little bit long in the tooth, but he's still shown that he's a beast when he's on the field. How juiced were you as a Niners fan when the Niners signed Mike Evans? Because I'll tell you this, it caught a lot of people in the media industry off guard.
I liked it. I mean, I'm a fan, but it reminds me of like Anquan Bolden or Isaac Bruce or
no, come on.
Joe Jackson. It's like,
dude, come on. They'll be lucky if he produced timeout. They will be lucky if Mike Evans can produce like Bolden.
Yeah, Bolden was dope on the Niners.
You think Mike Evans is going to outproduce Anquan Bolden's Niner years over the next 2 years? You would bet the over on that?
Yeah.
Then hell yeah, it's a great signing. Then you're expecting him to dominate for 3 years. All right.
Was Bolden that good on the Niners?
I mean, shit, I don't know the numbers, but he was, that team played a pretty, you know, defensive brand of football. So I'm sure he didn't have wild numbers. Anquan Bolden was raw as fuck on those Niners.
Dude, I think 1 year Bolden had like 1,200 yards. Bunch of yak.
If he's Anquan, the Niners will be very happy. And I think he could be. I hated the diss you just gave Anquan, where you were like, come on. Anquan, put some respect on his name.
No, I'm just saying, like, you know, historically good Niners receivers that signed with them after they were dope elsewhere. Randy Moss, totally. You know, my favorite.
Yeah, Randy Moss. I said him, yeah.
But Mike Evans, I have a beef with him kind of because the media puts him like way higher than I think he should be. They always talk about his Jerry Rice record, how he has 1,000 yards every year. It was like 13 years in a row or whatever. But it's like 1,030 yards in 17 games. Jerry Rice had like 1,800 yards in like 12 games. So I think that's not really apples to apples, but he's a dope receiver. And
all right, sounds like you're about a 5 or a 6. If I was a Niners fan, that's exactly the kind of guy that I would want on my team, and here's why. He's an alpha, and I feel like you don't have, especially in the wide receiver room, where you had sensitive-ass Debo, you had punk-ass Ayuk, you got Shot and Pretty Ricky, and like him coming in there, I mean, nobody's happier than Purdy, I'll tell you that. That guy is going to play a huge role. Now, I don't know if he's I mean, to me, again, if I'm the Seahawks or the Rams, that's the last guy I would have wanted to see them sign. Like the Raiders signed the dude from Minnesota.
Youth, though.
Mike's hella old though, man.
He needs some speed and youth, Bill. That's why I was less excited. He's like, you're giving me like the McCaffrey receiver, like another old, slow.
He's like Keenan Allen, basically, at this point.
But it just feels like, and Elliott is deeply in agreement with you, Z, and it pains him to completely agree with you, he says. But he is very, very
it's a good addition, but you need more. You can't just rely on Devin.
Hey, can we let Jake in on the news? Because he probably doesn't know. Should we let Jake in on a little secret for tonight?
What's that?
Guess what happened in the old Washington Wizards versus?
Oh, yeah. Are you aware of this, Jake?
Bam went for 80.
Oh, then we can move on if you're aware of it, because we already ranted and raved on this.
But more.
Yeah, 83.
What was it?
83.
He broke Kobe's record.
What did Shaq get that day against the Admiral? Or like winning the scoring title?
Isn't the Admiral the one that got it? Didn't Admiral get 70?
Yeah, Admiral
scoring title?
Yeah, Admiral.
No, Shaq got it.
I thought the Admiral got it.
No, it was
Admiral
the one
was
time.
First.
Yeah, and David Robinson went ham, and it was the only time he was selfish.
That's my memory.
No. But then Shaq got like 75.
The next year, he's like, "Oh, you trying to put 71?"
No, that day they pulled Robinson at like 50 in the third quarter, and then Shaq got 75 and
won the title.
No, you're wrong. Flag on Jake. 15-yard variety. David Robinson's career high in San Antonio Spurs franchise record scoring performance is 71, achieved against the Clippers on April 24th, 1994. The historic effort helped him secure the 93-94 NBA scoring title with 29.8 points per game, narrowly beating Shaquille O'Neal. So you had the other guy right, but me and Art had the story right.
I wish we had a round the horn mute button.
For me?
There it is.
Well, I only remember it because it was the one time David Robinson was selfish. But that fool was like, nah, I'm winning this award. Anyways, crazy stuff. David Robinson did it against the Clippers. Bam Adebayo tonight did it, which is the 2026 version of the Clippers back in 94, the Washington Wizards. So do you factor in the opponent when these records are made? Kobe did it against who? I think it was the Raptors and Jalen Rose because they have that ESPN commercial, and the Raptors were terrible when he did it. So do you factor it into the opponent? You know what I mean? Like if Bam had done that against the Celtics or the Knicks or one of the higher-ups, the Cavs in the East, I'd be a little more impressed.
I factor in how many shots you take. I think Kobe shot like 50 times that game when he got 80. So I wasn't that impressed. I was like, Paul Pierce could do that if he had 50 shots.
Yeah, I'm trying to wonder what happened tonight. Like, Bam doesn't play a game where this could happen. It's like, did he just decide he was gonna do this? That's like almost
he plays different now. He definitely plays he shoots probably 5-6 threes a game. The free throw numbers are crazy. I don't know exactly what happened. I mean, clearly they beat him 150 to 129. So they were clearly leaving him in the game after the game was out of hand just so that he got the historic number. But yeah, I mean, that's crazy. It's going to be all the buzz. I can't wait to see the highlight.
Like salary, like a bonus or something. I would think like that's so random. Why would he stay in and do that?
I don't know. I've been telling everyone to not don't tell Dave and Joe about this because they're really not going to be impressed with Kuminga's first 2 games if they know that Bam Adebayo hit 83. So I think they're in Aspen. Maybe they're away from their phones. Maybe they won't check the box score. They're on the slope.
Yeah, they're skiing. You're good.
So maybe they'll never know this happened, and we can slide this 83 under the rug, and we can keep enjoying those Kuminga box scores from a couple weeks ago. All right.
All right. So let's do a little bit more NFL free agency. The the Raiders were number 1, and the Titans were number 2 in terms of free agent spending. Did you like the moves? I mean, it's different now, so we have to change our assessment of what the Raiders have done in the offseason. But they paid their center by, I believe, $9 million over the previous center's highest salary. They brought in Aguilar, wide receiver. They brought in some defensive guys. They spent a ton of money. They had a ton of money. They're obviously going to bring in the number 1 pick. What do you think about free agency outside of your Niners getting Evans and your Chiefs getting Kenneth Walker?
Raiders they're gonna be whack, per usual. They don't build. I like that they signed a center, but their interior sucks usually. Their linemen on both sides suck usually, and that's the name of the game. They're gonna draft Mendoza first overall. He's gonna get his ass kicked. It's not gonna be a good year for the Raiders or a good decade, but that's Raiders.
Okay.
Yeah, good luck, Gino. You're back in New York. Hope you enjoy your time there.
Well, Gino's going to tear it up.
Malik Willis, that could be fun in Miami. We'll see how that show works out. He didn't get paid too much. So, yeah, go have fun with Malik for $20 million a year. Curious what Zachariah thinks about Malik Willis over there in Miami. So maybe
Zach said he would be better than Turdy, as he called him.
Oh, is that a claim that we're willing to make on a live stream? Is Malik Willis going to be better than Purdy?
Not on air. Hashtag Willis. Look, he looked great, but it's a very small sample size. We're basically the Packers of the Southeast, as we now have their assistant GM as our GM, their defensive coordinator as our head coach, and now we have their quarterback as our quarterback. Tua had to go. He gave me some great memories. Their offense looked crazy. They dropped a 70-banger on the Broncos one week when they had Tyreek and they had Waddle and they had A-Chain. I mean, it was a beautiful thing to watch. But the guy can't extend a play, and Tua can't extend a play, and he can't play in the cold, as was witnessed when I left at halftime, as me and Art watched his Chiefs beat the dog piss out of my Dolphins. So he had to go. It's fine. He went to the Falcons, which I find to be hilarious, by the way. This is my hilarious take. The Falcons basically brought Tua in because they have Michael Penix, and they're both basically the same person, which is 5 whatever, left-handed, and fragile as can be. So they just said, hey, we're going to take both of them. You know what I'm saying? Penix is not going to be ready for week 1, so Tua will be the starter. Tua will probably get concussed or hurt or whatever by week 4, at which time Penix will be able to come in. He'll come in, then he'll get hurt by, week 7, week 8 or whatever, by which Tua will be ready to go back in. They said, look, we're going to take 2, and we just got to hope that 1 is available. You know what I mean? So, look, I wish them nothing but the best. I don't hate Tua. What I hate is the Dolphins organization, specifically that rat piece of garbage owner, Stephen Ross, who made a fortune off of selling art, which I will still not understand to this day. We have the art emoji for art in the pit thread. I don't get selling art and making a living off that. Most of the art is garbage to me. But anyways, I hate the owner, and this is what I hate. Not Tua. The fact that we gave Tua that deal. And the Niners are not sitting there regretting it as much as the Dolphins regretted that deal. But there's a lot of guys that got deals like that where you don't just hand those deals out. Josh Allen, yes. Lamar Jackson, yes. Patrick Mahomes, yes. You give those deals out. You don't give them, in my opinion, to Purdy or to specifically, and more importantly, Tua. And then 1 year after he signs the deal, we've cut his ass, and now we have $100 million hit cap against the cap spread over the next 2 years. But I will say this about Malik. It's not a big, like in terms of quarterback money, it's 22, 24, whatever it is per year. He's either great or he's garbage. I was texting. I only have 2 other people that root for the Dolphins, and I texted them. I said, best case scenario, Malik balls the bleep out, but we lose pretty much every game, and we have the number 1 pick, and either we're done with Malik, which it wouldn't be a big deal, certainly not as big as Tua, or we trade the pick for somebody that is trying to get Arch Manning. So those are all my Dolphins takes, which probably nobody in the audience cares about. But damn it, give me my 3 minutes.
Yeah. You guys should swoop Trey Lance. Why not? You know, got all the picks for him.
That would be full circle. The guy that we traded our number 2 or 3 overall pick to you Niners, which gave us Tyreek Hill, Nick Chubb, and Jalen Waddle. We did nothing with that, but make the playoffs a couple of times and lose. Where is that? Is that guy even still? Is he still backing up in Dallas?
No, I think he plays for like Calgary in the CFL.
Good on him.
And he has a feature
right,
on
so
James
nothing else,
Wiseman's track.
Y'all know he's a Charger, dog.
Okay.
He's balling out there with Justin Herbert.
So the odds switched in Vegas with the McDuffie trade to the Rams. Does that change your favorites? I mean, you got to be sick. Now, look, you're not going to get any sort of sympathy from me, being that the New England Patriots from year 2000, which is, by the way, the last time the Dolphins won a playoff game, until whenever Brady retired, ruined the AFC East as a Dolphins fan. And for Artie, you didn't really have any other dominant teams up there or whatever. But anyways, it's got to suck if you're an NFC West fan. But anyways, after that deal was done, and pretty funny that Art's Chiefs helped out the team that Jake hates, his Seahawks, or his Rams. But the Rams, after that trade, they flipped it in Vegas, and now they're the favorites to win the Super Bowl. So anything else from the offseason
than the Seahawks? Honestly,
yeah,
you know, they should have beat them in that regular season game that went to OT that we were watching while we were going live on here.
Joke where the guy, my whole set fell down. When he accidentally picked up the 2-point conversion and didn't even know it.
Rams got to be the favorite. Rams got to be the favorite. I mean, come on, they were raw. They were one of the best teams, if not.
No, but they weren't. The Seahawks were before that trade.
Yeah, no, I got you. I got you. I'm just saying. Hell yeah. I mean, they also, you know, they're gonna look good.
See Jalen Ramsey for that kind of pickup that didn't work.
That's why the Chiefs don't pay cornerbacks.
What do you mean it did work?
I guess they won a
Super Bowl. Yeah, they won. What the fuck? I mean, what the bleep? Yes,
well,
man, they won the
work,
Super Bowl.
But Jalen Ramsey's also had a lot of, he got paid a lot, and I think he's lightweight overrated.
Yeah, and he kind of.
But this is what the Rams do. The GM came out and he has a T-shirt that says "F them picks." This is what they do. They're trading for the now, not the future.
Yeah.
Anyways, all right. You boys want to talk WBC?
Yeah, I do.
World Baseball Classic.
Cal Raleigh.
Yeah, Cal Raleigh. Well, that's the word, so save that story. But other than that, how much have you watched?
I've watched a little, and I just wish I had more time to watch more. I mean, my enjoyment level of watching baseball has frankly not been higher, and I'm annoyed I hadn't tuned into the World Baseball Classic as much in recent years. Dude, this shit just makes me wish I was more of a soccer fan, dude. I'm out here just like watching the World Baseball Classic. So much enjoyment from the energy coming out of the screen and the energy in the stadium and the amount of actual want to go win a ball game that you can see in the players, and I freaking love it. It's so fun to watch. And Levi is getting ready for baseball. He just started, trying to hit a little bit. He hasn't liked it before, so he's just starting to like baseball because he's coming to Lila's practices, and he's been, really enjoying it. And I really did for the first time, and I think Zach, you kind of always said you liked it. Jake, I don't think you've said you've ever minded it. I don't know if you've said you liked it. I think you've said you liked it. But that 20-second pitch clock, it ain't bad. I don't even know if they have it in the World Baseball Classic, frankly. But they're pitching at a faster pace in general, and I love it. And it's going to be good I'm excited for Levi because he has just a short attention span that's in in Major League now. Is it in the World Baseball Classic? I think it is because it was the first time, and they were saying some teams are having a hard time with it.
Isn't it 15?
Is it 15?
Yeah, I think so.
Whatever the hell it is.
It after a while because everyone just
it's great. It's really good. It's even good for me, and it shows me how much society has messed up my brain. Like it's really ruined everybody's brain because I used to have zero problem with a baseball game. The fact that it took a while to see the next pitch, but now I'm not going to lie, I am pretty damn happy that they're getting the ball back and pitching, and I think Levi is too because it makes it easy to just get excited. Another pitch, another pitch, another pitch, and it's pretty. But shit, it's been so fun, and to just see like Aaron Judge and Bryce Harper on the same team, to see the way they made. I don't know if you saw the clip. Soto hit a deep fly out to the track, and Guerrero and I'm blanking on other dude's name, made him do push-ups because he hit it to the warning track. So when he got back in the dugout, they're like, give me 20. And he had to do push-ups in the dugout. Freaking Machado's back-to-back plays to Guerrero were just off the freaking chain. I mean, it's been hella fun to watch. Japan doing what we thought they would do. 4-0, no problem. Japan probably going to win this thing. I can't wait to see the later rounds and see what the matchups look like. We saw a 17-year-old kid going up against Aaron Judge. What a moment for his life. And Aaron Judge said he was nasty. You know, he got him out. So just a pretty damn fun tournament. And I feel like I loved it 15, 20 years ago, watched it here and there over the past 10 years. And now I think I'm a diehard, sold, locked in World Baseball Classic guy for the rest of my life. And man, yeah, maybe it'll get me into that World Cup because I like soccer. I enjoy the World Cup, Dom. I enjoy the World Cup in general. It's just, if I was actually a diehard soccer fan that watched like Premier League, watched, more of the best soccer in the world, I imagine I'd be really pumped for the World Cup.
Well, I love the FIFA Peace Prize. That was
about
it.
Yeah.
You don't know anything about it?
Mm-mm.
Zach, do you like the FIFA Peace Prize?
No, inform us, but I have no clue what you're talking about.
All right. Well, we'll let the chat kind of fill you guys in on that. But dude, the WBC is legit now. It's it's like, it feels like the Olympics. It feels like the World Cup. All the best players are playing. The Puerto Rico and Panama game was legit. Went into the 11th, I believe, and Elliot Ramos was kind of a stud in that.
You're such a freaking idiot.
What?
You think I didn't just Google the fucking FIFA
Peace Prize?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aye. Yeah.
You want to fill people in?
The FIFA. I mean, it's really, I can't actually, because I'm laughing. It's so fucking bad. It's so Danny, so bad.
Danny told me and Zach, you got to watch the World Cup selection. You gotta watch the ceremony. Shit is an hour. The first hour is the Peace Prize.
And the Peace Prize was awarded to Donald Trump to recognize his exceptional and extraordinary actions for peace while he rages war in Iran.
Wait. Did you guys just switch topics? Did you just go from the World Baseball Classic to the World Cup?
We were together doing it. He asked you about
hand.
Oh, okay. No, hang on. I just want to jump in on what Jake's talking about. Danny hit us up at about 7:30 a.m. or whatever it was. It might have even been earlier. And he's like, you got to check out this selection Sunday or whatever for the World Cup. All we saw was people that could not pronounce anything. I've actually felt bad for the guys. I can't pronounce the countries either. And I'm not even talking white, black, brown, whatever. It was all different people that couldn't say any of the countries. Then there would be this awkward intermission. Then somebody would sing or make a speech. And then the next thing you know, Donald Trump was accepting a Peace Prize. I didn't know you were talking about that. I thought we were talking about the World Baseball Classic. Sorry.
You responded to Jake's question for what it's worth. He asked you if you knew what the FIFA Peace Prize was. You said no.
Yeah, and I said I had no idea.
Well,
I didn't realize it was that. I thought we were talking. Yeah, I know, but I didn't realize he was talking about that. That was
after the WBC.
That was 2 months ago when that happened. Anyways.
Right, but the World Cup's coming up.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway,
in a few months, right?
I feel like there was some through line really lost there. We can get to the next base.
I just love the FIFA Peace Prize. That's that's what I want.
So Italy's beating US right now. Is US tanking so that Mexico gets eliminated?
That was kind of I read that on Twitter that the US is purposely losing to Italy.
I don't believe
Italy's up 5-0.
I don't believe it.
All right.
You got
anyway,
something like that.
Great tournament. Love it.
Zach, what's going on, buddy? How we doing
Zach,
over
you
there?
passing out?
No, I'm good, man. What you guys? That's all you guys got? That's all you guys got?
We got.
Love the tourney.
Well,
love it.
Let's just move on to Cal Raleigh, aka the big dumper, aka the runner-up of the MVP, I believe, in the AL. Did not give his boy Rosarina a handshake when he was catching. Now, the claim was he didn't want to get pine tar in his hand. I don't know if it's tongue-in-cheek or not, but he said 4 different things to him, one in English, one in Spanish, one in something else, whatever. Basically said he can take that non-understanding of me trying to greet him and shove it up his ass. That's basically the translation of all of them combined. You think there's anything real here? You think it'll be beef when they get back home? Or do you think this is just much to do about nothing?
I think it's kind of fucked up. Like, if that's your dude in the clubhouse for 162, you got to at least like acknowledge him when he's trying to give you, a fist bump or something. I mean, I heard a Rosarena talk at the Giants game too. He can go hard on people. He called me a cabron, gabacho, gringo. So yeah,
they've talked about it. I'm sure it'll be fine. I mean, I think I get both sides of it. I think it's a little bit of a punk move. I think it's like trying to make it a bigger thing than it is, but I also get doing it. I could see sort of pulling both things. I know I have different versions of myself. I could see one day deciding I was hell about it and had to do that. And then I could see other days definitely not.
Ultimately, you don't think this is actually going to be a problem?
No, they've already talked about it. I think
it matters. They're not going to win anything, so who cares?
Mariners are good. They're a good ball club. How does it impact
who?
Yeah, they're a good club.
Mariners?
They're a great club.
Mariners were all up in the off.
What's the last title they had? Never.
Well, here's a trivia fact that you're already going to know the answer. Well, you're already going to know the answer to this trivia fact, but who's the only major league ball club to never make the World Series?
Mariners.
Yeah, I know. Well, that would have been a lot better if I delivered that, not like on this topic. But anyway,
I want to know who you were texting. Who were you texting with 2 minutes ago, Bill?
Just
me?
Yeah, I want to know who you were texting with. Why you were just totally
Danny Orsini.
Oh, me too. So you were just looking at that thread about the Bam Adebayo. He doesn't want to get on the
No, it was Danny texted about the Italian team beating USA 5-0. So I just responded to that.
Oh, yeah.
Any Hooser, let me ask you about this. So, and I don't know if there's Jake, if you have because I don't have a computer right in front of me, so I can't look up shit. If you could look something up and tell me what the update is on Scooble, because initially he was supposed to just pitch one game, and then after the game he said, I really like that. Maybe I'm going to second guess going back to spring training. So I don't know if he's still going to pitch, but also you had Skeens, the stud from the he's out?
He's out.
Scooble, yeah.
Well, he said he might not. Okay. Well, that brings me to my question and my point. Skeens dealt his bleeping tail off yesterday, 4 innings, 7 Ks or something crazy, only threw X amount of pitches, and they yanked him out of the game. They almost lost to Mexico. So what are your thoughts on guys doing rest management in the World Baseball Classic? I get it. It's not Major League Baseball, but there's no way you would pull me off half Dutch, half Italian, and full American if I played for any one of those 3 countries and I was a stud like Scooble or I was a stud like Skeens. There's no way I'm saying, oh, load management or take me out after X amount of pitches. I'm pitching for my country. Again, it's not quite USA beating Canada in hockey for the gold medal, but damn it, I would have a lot of pride. So I got an issue with that. And maybe I'm overreacting, but you guys tell me what you think.
I'm all for it.
I was hoping Webb would go like CG. But
yeah,
I mean,
it's unrealistic. We can say what we want, but it doesn't even make sense. I mean, it's not even an option in today's world. You got it's preseason. They haven't even started the season. It's when they're supposed to be ramping up. They're already doing something that's totally beyond what they normally would do. It would be a shocker if someone went 8-9 innings in a World Baseball Classic. It's just, I mean, yeah, we're all on the same page that we wish baseball was what it was and that people threw complete games. But there's no world. I feel like this conversation is damn near just hypothetical because it's so not realistic that you're throwing a complete game.
I think Cueto went like 8.
Well, that's Cueto. Cueto don't give a fuck. Cueto, he's going 8. You don't care.
Like the Latin countries, if you have a chance to beat the U.S. or Japan, they stretch those guys out.
Skeens is if you give me one pick,
I'll just say
over anybody in Major League. Fuck Shohei. If I had one pick to start my team, I'm starting with Skeens, hands down, no doubt. I don't even blink.
Bryce Harper did a breakdown of his stuff.
I don't blink.
Sounds filthy.
Especially if
I think
his arm's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I think Artie sent a some sort of Instagram reel or whatever, or Twitter reel where it showed 4 or 5 of his pitches that all were at the same spot until the last however many feet. Shohei plays both ways, Art, so I don't know how you can make that take. That take is pretty ridiculous.
Nobody hitting him.
I posted one of Zito.
Not a lot of people hit Shohei. Anyways, I got 2 things.
Number one, pitching in a couple years.
I saw Aaron Judge.
Yard off of Shohei.
Yeah, fuck Shohei Ohtani. I'll take Skeens all day, every day over that fool.
You guys are talking like Giants fans. You're talking like Giants fans and Dodgers haters.
No, pitching matters more, man. It's pitching over everything in baseball. You give me Skeens and one more starter, I'm beating any team in the major league. You give me
Shohei is filthy. Shohei is filthy on the mound.
Shohei's good on the mound. He ain't nearly as filthy. He's hella hittable. He's raw, but
his velo is high. That's it.
Okay, you're right. Shohei's a bad pitcher.
Nobody's saying he's a bad pitcher. I'm just telling you.
I'm taking he's going to get the Cy Young and the MVP in the same year. He's terrible.
Nobody's saying he's
terrible.
Take
Skeens.
I'm just saying I'm taking him second. I'm taking Skeens. You can take Shohei. My team's going to whoop your team's ass. We're going to take you 5.
You'd be the dumbest person. You'd be the dumbest person on the planet. Anyways, Aaron Judge talked about how they started their preseason routine earlier based on knowing that the World Baseball Classic would happen. So that's one thing where I factor in whether or not you can stretch guys out. If they've already been getting ready for that, then you should definitely do it. But one thing that was proposed, and man, I got to start writing down my sources because I hate to not source. This is not my idea. Who the bleep said it? It was somebody on a podcast. Anyways, my apologies. Not that they're going to see this. And I'm just letting you know that I didn't come up with
John Heyman.
But what do you think about playing this during the All-Star break instead of the All-Star break?
I don't like it.
No. I think it's perfect right now. It's kind of a quick tourney, and it's
okay, but hang on. The closer from the Mets tore his ACL celebrating.
He's a Dodgers closer now.
Well, he is now, but when he was with the Mets when he tore his ACL. So a lot of people, and again, we just talked about Skeens. You talked about, whatever. I mean, there's a lot of situations. If it's during the All-Star break, it's a little bit different, no?
Then you tear your ACL during the All-Star break. I mean, I don't see the difference.
Yeah. I'm just saying. It would also solve the All-Star problem that everybody talks about. Although people say baseball.
You need more than a week.
Guys are fatigued after the first
half. How long is the World Baseball Classic?
What's that?
How long is the World Baseball Classic? I mean,
it's like 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks.
Yeah,
2 weeks.
Yeah, 13 days. I mean, that would be a pretty long time off, too. I don't know. I don't like the idea of in the middle of the year.
They already have like 10 days, so it's 14 instead of 10. Not that big of a deal.
Yeah, but then they'd want a break for those dudes, too. Like, they'd get the break after that, probably. It'd be like 14 days plus another, 5. Yeah.
I mean,
I don't like it.
All right, fair enough. Let's just get to some general NBA talk. We have to do our weekly. I want to get to some general NBA talk because, to be honest, it's a little bit more interesting right now than the Dubs and whatever they got the hell going on. But since primarily our listeners are Bay Area listeners, we have to get our daily check-in with the Warrior Roundtable, which apparently is now becoming a Jazz Roundtable because Artie and Jake are moving on from the Dubs, and now we're going to be their affiliate is going to be the Jazz, which is crazy to me. But in the meantime, Dubs are still going to make the playoffs, so I'm assuming you're still basically Dubs fans before you make the full transition to the Jazz. So we do our weekly check-in. Jake, we'll start with you because you damn near lost your mind last night. I think the main, if you were writing an essay, I believe that the thesis of the essay would have been you cannot lose to teams that are trying to lose, which is like Herm Edwards. You play to win the game. And that's basically what you said. So where are we at, boys? So you're just full-blown Hawks now, huh?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I ride with the Hawks. Thank God we got rid of Trey. Now we got Kuminga balling. My boy Al Horford is, Hawks great. So I love my Hawks. But you don't lose to the Jazz when the Jazz are trying to lose. They are trying to lose every game because they're actually in a position to get a high draft pick. The Warriors are not. They're kind of stuck in purgatory. So how the hell
trying to fight for
cheating to that team? And to your point, Zach, the Jazz front court's going to be amazing next year. They're going to be one of the best teams in the league.
I love those old Hawks teams, by the way. You brought me back talking about Al Horford. You give me Josh Smith. You give me freaking Joe Johnson. You give me Marvin Williams. You give me Jeff Teague. Woo! Talk about a 5-year cooking with. And it was fun to watch Josh Smith play some hoop. That guy put his headband on, dunk on you, D you up, dribble a little bit. I love that team. Man, that was a fun team. If you didn't like that team, you were kidding yourself.
What about
Pretty
Steve
sure they got
Pitt?
Mike Bibby at some point.
Years before that.
Pretty sure they got some people. That team was fun. Anyway, I digress. Fun team, the Atlanta Hawks.
No, but anyways, your thoughts on the Dubs as you're wearing a Dubs hat, Art.
Oh, rough loss. Guy Santos is still out there grinding. Pods is still out there grinding. We got our guys out there willing to put it out on the line for the blue and gold. We really love our Warriors. They work hard. They play hard. They believe in themselves. They believe in each other. We're going to go out here and we're going to just find a way to win night in, night out. We got the Bulls tonight. We're up 6 points. So we're going to just keep on finding a way. My boy Nate Williams, I hope he's still with the squad. That one dude that I don't know his name. That one weird-looking dude? I don't really know his name. He be getting them minutes. Yeah, that dude. I hope he's having a good night. This is a
Kurt made a point of saying Cryer is a winner. We love playing Cryer. He's a winner.
Yeah, I know. That's so obviously a shot at Kuminga. That was my first thought. Such a loser comment from Kurt when he said that. That was my first thought when I saw it. So you were like minds thinking that. I think that's what you were pointing out. That
dude writes pine for the G League Warriors, for Santa Cruz Warriors. He's like the sixth man. Yeah. And he's a winner. Cool.
Yeah, that made me laugh when he said that. What a weird thing to say.
How do
Art pretty much takes anything that Kerr says now in any press conference or interview or anything. Everything to him is just a shot at his boy Kuminga.
Calling a random dude from the G League a winner. I mean,
Cryer? Yeah. I mean, come on.
What if he thinks he's a winner about him? He doesn't know if he's a winner yet. Like he's been riding with him. He just met the dude yesterday. He gave him 4 threes. He's not hot. He helped them win a game. Winner.
I mean, it's ridiculous. We beat Houston. We almost beat OKC, and then we lose to the Jazz. None of it makes sense.
Of course, it makes sense. These guys are a ridiculous bunch. The fact that they could beat that Houston team's hilarious. It gives it the whole idea that these guys play kind of well sometimes is a joke, right? Like the fact that they actually perform well sometimes.
They try.
Is an absolute joke. Yeah, that's why they try hard. Yeah. They're terrible still. Everyone understands they're terrible. Those wins against Houston just blind us a little bit. They get us a little bit happy. This team's a joke.
I mean, it's not a real NBA team, obviously. Although Seth was back last night. How about that?
Seth actually smacked a couple nights ago, yeah. I got two things on the Dubs that I want both of you to touch on. One, do either of you guys have any update on Curry and whether or not he's going to come back? And then two, are you with me that I'd be a lot more excited if Butler was in the same boat as Curry and they both were going to come back, because Horford's out there playing his tail off. I don't know if you saw that thing where Draymond said to Kerr, this is what we need to be every night. I mean, Horford is playing his tail off. He's not acting like the season is over. Draymond's still grinding his tail off. He's not acting like the season was over. I wish Butler was coming back around the same time as Steph. That would actually give me some confidence and some hope in what they could do, because one of the things that I put on the rundown is the West wide open, because everybody's saying it's either going to be the Thunder or San Antonio, because San Antonio beat the Thunder, I think, either 3 or 4 times in a row. But that to me means the West is open. West is open as bleak. The Rockets are nothing to be scared of. The Timberwolves are nothing to be scared of. The Nuggets are nothing to be scared of. But the fact that Jimmy's not coming back just is like, well, whatever. Maybe, hopefully they have a fun run. Maybe they get out of the first round or whatever. But yeah, I mean,
Warriors are playing for next year. Warriors are playing. They want to get into the second round so they can get some guys some experience. They want to see if Guy Santos can play playoff basketball. They want to see if Melton can contribute in the playoffs. They want to get some of these fringe players that are going to be 7th, 8th men on the Warriors next year, because this ragtag bunch is coming back. We're not getting.
So they're plotting for next year when all these guys are going to be 40 years old.
They just want to find a way in and to get a couple rounds. That's why you try to win that first round so they can play 10, 15 playoff games.
Yeah,
that's the goal.
Well, Mark Spears said Steph is coming back, at least for like the plan. That's his plan.
Yeah, he's going to play if he can.
Yeah, and apparently there's some rumors that LeBron, Steph, and who's the other dude? Giannis or KD, like a big 3 of all these free agents.
Ooh, that would be fun.
Yeah, that's what Steph wants, and apparently he thinks it's possible.
Is Porzingis still jonesing over there? Is Porzingis still jonesing in a hotel room?
Dude, that guy's shooting up like crazy, man.
My God, what's going on with that guy?
He actually played, though.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
He got a hold of some.
All right. There's your Warriors update. I was hoping you guys would be a little bit more spirited, but that's
Lamar Odom came through for KP.
Warriors are officially.
If anybody knows about,
oh yeah, look at Zinger. 7 points in 9 minutes.
Back from the dead.
Yeah, Zingers is back. Zingers, welcome to the Warriors, bud.
Zinger.
All right, just some general NBA talk. The Tatum stuff. Now, I don't know if this is a byproduct of modern technology and modern science advancing as much as it has or whatever. I remember when Durant lost his Achilles and then he just had a lost year with the Nets when he left the Warriors. Klay Thompson was coming back from a torn ACL and then tore his Achilles. He was pretty much done for a year. Tatum tears his Achilles in game 3 or 4 of the second round of the Eastern Conference Finals against the Knicks in New York in what was, I believe, May something. So I usually hear Achilles and I think a year plus. Like, you're definitely out for the next year. Everybody wrote off the Celtics. And apparently there's some story that there was a surgeon that he was supposed to work that day, but he was off. So he was able to do the surgery, I think the day, like at the game when he tore it. And then they had this whole, have any of you two watched any of the Tatum comeback special?
I'm more into Hallie and A-Rod.
Okay.
So I think A-Rod
was Hallie?
The same surgeon.
Halle Berry? Halle Berry?
What? Was Tatum's surgeon the same guy as Aaron Rodgers' surgeon?
Oh, I don't know.
He had the same thing. He was like, watch, I'll be back in 9 months, and he kind of was, which is nuts.
Anyways, so he came back, and Art and I and you, Jake, only know one Celtics fan, and he was not thrilled with not only the special, because he thought he should stay the bleep out of the spotlight, but also the fact that he was coming back so soon. But he looks 100% healthy. He doesn't look like there's any limitations. Most of the times when you see a guy coming back from a major, a major injury like that, they look limited or they look like they're decreased from what they used to be. But he seems to be just as good as he's ever been. So, anyways, thoughts on the Celtics and Tatum? Because I wrote them off this year, and all of a sudden now, I'm pretty sure betting wise, they're the championship favorites.
They're in the driver's seat for sure, dude. Jalen's having his best year ever. I mean, they're dope.
Now they got to reintegrate Tatum. That's not easy. I mean, you've had a lot of guys having big roles. Now they got to figure out how it works. You know.
I mean, Pritchard is the way that team works. You know, that's
hard though for a guy like Pritchard. When you get your role elevated that much, and now you're all of a sudden like, oh, like looked at like you're tripping sometimes if you're doing a little too much. I think that can be hard. So we'll see.
Tatum loves Steve Kerr also.
Yeah. And what are your thoughts on my me saying that the West is wide open? Because I think it's probably OKC for sure. The Spurs feel like they're a year away, but maybe Wembyana is like, I'm not a year away.
Wembyana?
I'm gonna do this year.
I like the Spurs.
Wemby. Just say Wemby.
Yeah, Wemby. I mean, he's legit, dude. Jaylen Brown said he's the best player of all time. Said everyone else is like he's not human. So when you have an alien on your team, you never know what could happen.
And Edwards could definitely beat anybody. So I'm not
agreed.
Put it on them. And don't care about.
And what about Joker? Who's probably going to win MVP?
Yeah.
Just put Nas on him. Well, DiVincenzo hit some.
Talk about the Lakers. They're gonna get out. Lakers got a chance to get out the second round.
Lakers?
Yeah, they're gonna get out the second round or no way?
Not the second. I'd be shocked if they got out of the first.
If they
play no defense,
shoot 30 times a game, then they could.
What if they start playing Bronny more? Then they got a chance.
Yeah.
Question is LeBron gonna end his career with the Cavs next year?
I think it's the dub.
Warriors, baby. We ready to, that's the plan. Steph and LeBron. That would be so dope. I'd be so pumped. They'd suck though.
All right, we're gonna scratch the word because
they lost like 70 games.
LeBron would have a back injury. He'd be looking like Steve Nash in his last year, lying on the court all day.
I can see that happening.
We're gonna scratch the word because the first story is about Charles Barkley telling the WNBA players just to take the deal because people with money will make the ultimate decisions. The second story was Luka Doncic he's broken up with his fiance and now he's dealing with custody issues over his two daughters. So we're gonna skip those two just to be safe and secure. We'll move on from that.
Custody
That's right. For a later date. It's actually the top story on ESPN.com right now. So we're just going to end with a softball update from Art. Art is the head coach of his 9-10-year-old daughter Lila's softball team. And we get a weekly update. Art, how we looking? How we feeling? I heard the schedules were released and there was a feeling of not collusion, but a feeling of you're a first-time coach and maybe you got the raw end of the deal.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I looked at the calendar. Hard to tell. What I will say is, man, we had a hell of a week of ball last week. That's what happened. I was, if you remember a week ago, I was feeling a little concerned. We had some worries over here. So, what do you do when you're worried, about something? You turn it off for a while, okay? So we stopped thinking about softball. We started doing a little gardening. We started focusing on our work.
Good for
hanging out with our kids, just doing this and that. And then, you say, okay, come up with a real good practice, right? And it was a fun practice. I was teaching them a little bit about stealing, okay? And I said, they asked me, are we going to have signs? I said, no, we don't need signs. They said, what do you mean we don't need signs? I said, hey, because it's going to be simple. If you get on first base and there's not a runner on second base, you're going. You're stealing, okay? So we're going to work on what the steal looks like today. And we did it. Everybody had fun. Then we had just a real rah-rah practice. All of a sudden, the girls were having fun. There was joy. We hadn't had it all year. We had our first scrimmage the next day. We were losing 9-3, and we flipped that right on its head. The next thing you know, we get a 13-9 sort of semi-victory. I'm not going to call it a victory because the bottom half didn't conclude, but that's a moral victory for a team, right? We're a bunch of 9-year-olds. We were playing mostly all 10-year-olds. We came out there. We showed our moxie. I got what I needed out of that, which was some preparation for what game day is going to look like. Because you think I brought a lineup card to the other coach and the umpire? No, I didn't bring a lineup card. You think I was ready to tell the girls everything they needed every time they needed? No, I was like, oh shit, we got to get the lineup ready again, right? It's not like I didn't have the lineups. I had done the prep work, but I'm out here doing this, doing that, talking here, telling this girl that, and so it got me reminded about. So I needed the practice game as much as anybody. And then we had a fun practice Sunday. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to the year. We got our opening game is opening night. They went out there and said, Mustang 10-year-olds, you're all playing under the lights, 7 p.m., Saturday, March 28th, Sunset Complex. Get your popcorn ready. Everybody that's out there, Sunset Complex, Brentwood, you just show up. You enjoy yourself a hell of an evening. These evenings in Brentwood are beautiful. You got no idea. So I'll see you there, everybody. We'll see you there. We're going to have some great pitching. This team's going to show up.
All right, Coach.
We're going to deliver.
All right, Coach.
We're going to go.
I know a little inside information. Art, I know a little inside information. Art's going to need to grind out one more pitcher based on the way that these games are spliced. He needs one more pitcher in the fold. So I know that's going to be a focal point. He probably didn't want to share that with us. So I hope I'm not betraying his trust by saying that. But we know Art. So if you're sending any good vibes out for Art and his squad, we need one more pitcher because these days in between and whatnot. Yeah.
But yeah, we had a hell of a day. And Game Changer, boys. Anyway. If we had Game Changer growing up, that would have been something. Because this thing, your game ends, and you immediately have a 5-paragraph newspaper article like the West County Times just showed up on your phone, and you get to read the whole.
Probably AI.
But you get to read the whole summary of the ball game, and it is pretty damn fun. You get to see your box score, and I'm going first and second hitters. We're not going speed and a traditional number 2 hitter. We're getting our 2 best hitters up there, 1-2, with our 3rd best hitter batting, or she could be our best actually. But 1, 2, 3, 5 for 5 out of the 1 and 2 hole. Okay, that's what we're talking about. You get the top of the order. You get on base. You put some pressure on that staff. So yeah, that's how we're gonna do it. Wildcat.
It's wild how kids have box scores now before high school even, dude. My nephew, live box score when he plays
live box score. It's unbelievable. Lila barely knows what she's doing out
so
there.
Tight.
1 with 2 walks and a K. I said, Lila, we're going to need to get a hit.
Yeah. All right, gentlemen. Well, that'll do it. You guys be well. We will see you next Tuesday. This is what, episode 9? So big milestone next week, episode 10. Every Tuesday, 7 p.m. He's at Loke Leasy on Twitter. He's at, go ahead, tell him the handles.
Art Knows Sports.
Art Knows Sports. Just look for it.
Gentlemen, thanks for joining us tonight. Always a pleasure.
Yeah,
Bam out of bio, made it worth our time. What were you going to say, Billy?
No, nothing. See you next week. Sorry for the delay.
Peace.